Hey, what's up, YouTube, gaming family? It is K right here, and yeah, man. Let's get right to it, man. I got another Mortal Kombat video for y'all today. Um, yeah. So a lot has been on my mind lately, and I wanted to give my initial thoughts on Chaos Reigns. With everything that has been processed so far with this game. Um, Here's the thing about this update. I'm not really too happy with what's going on. Simply because that there's a lot of broken stuff in this game that I don't really appreciate, having to deal with. And even though that I am currently playing MK right now, and I could be showing you some gameplay with what I don't like, but I think this is just like a good, little video that I'll have while I am playing. So here's the thing about MK1 with Chaos, Reigns. I will say, in my honest opinion, this DLC was not a good success. And here's why. One, it was good to have Noob Saibot back in the game. That's a S tier victory for, Mortal Kombat, roster building. In terms of where things could have been with this game, I feel like it could have been a lot better if this game was prioritized a lot better for mechanics. Simply because that there's way too much broken, overpowered stuff with certain characters, such as, Scorpion Farah, or using Melina with, Scorpion, or Lee May with Scorpion. A lot of people like to do downplay on these characters, like Homelander Farah, like that. That's by far like the most dog team ever. Kenshi Sub-Zero, absolutely broken. Playing other teams like Natara Farah, which is just absolutely dog. Like Sindel Tremor, that's such a massive, annoying team. Um, at one point, it was Baraka Cyrax, but Baraka Cyrax is pretty much dead, and I will confess, like, I do main Baraka, so, I mean, people will try to tell me, oh, you're, like, you're a dog player, you're bad, but I don't use Baraka to just get meta slave victories. I use Baraka to have a good time with him, and I like to challenge myself, so I mainly go with Sector. I think Sector is, like, a better pick for Baraka because it's more optimal, because Baraka, even though he does have his blade spear, like, projectile, that isn't really optimal enough for the point of you being effective in your fights. And the thing about it is that with Sector is a good optimal cameo, but the problem with Sector is, like, one, it's not Sector from MK9, where if he does anything effective, it has to be scaled to a particular degree in which you have some means of being effective. And I will say, in terms of what I see with Sector, is that he is good. It's just that depending on how everything is being scaled for Sector, it could be a lot better. I was happy with what NRS did for Sector to give him double rockets if you EX enhance the rocket. I think the thing about Sector is that he's very effective with giving you certain means of being like, how should I say, optimally safe, and I think that's a good thing. In terms of what could be better with Sector, is that I wish Sector had, his uppercut combo from MK9, and I think that would be really effective to help Sector. So I think that's one thing that NRS should have done better with the cameo system. The cameos need to have, like, a better identity with how they're being made, and I think personally that will make, like, the game a lot better. So I think the broken characters, that needs to be fixed, like Omni-Man, Sonya, Baraka. Well, I would say mostly like the characters that are just busted right now. Like my list for busted characters would be Homelander, Farah, Omni-Man, Sonya, Sendel Tremor, um, Kung Lao Sector, which is so annoying. Kung Lao Goro, which I have to talk about some of like these characters with like Kung Lao, um, like other characters like Sector Motaro. That team is just absolutely like annoying. I hate that team so much. And I think in terms of what I can seek in terms of like a better like scaling would probably just making sure that like the damage gets nerfed, because I personally don't like how people like to mega zone certain characters. And I think it's only fair that the case of like people don't want to actually lose a game. And I understand people are dogs online, even though that I play PC, but I have played up against console players, like, when I was able to get, crossplay to work, which I'm actually going to talk about that, soon. But I will say, in terms of what can be better, is just making sure that the scaling for certain characters can be fixed. I just think in terms of like how the game needs to be balanced is that the damage scaling needs to be fixed for a lot of characters. Like Havoc needs to not be broken. I felt like Havoc was completely fine before he got buffs. Same thing with Natara. She was fine. Reptile. Rain, for some weird odd reason, he gets buffed out of nowhere. Sindel, she was already fine, but apparently she wants to be considered like a broken character per se. So I just think, personally with me, I would have like a better time if this game was scaled for having a better scaling to benefit skill and not benefit just hyper damage, combo wombo type of, fighting styles. And I understand like people want to have fun playing MK, but this game is not competitive friendly, simply because like the level of counterplay with these characters is just not active. I personally think the consistency can be a lot better. I think the combo system needs to be parried, in which if I see a opportunity to combo parry somebody while they are committing a combo onto me, I think in terms of what I can do, um, that's something that I should have the ability to prioritize, my potential to be, how should I say, successful. In terms of what this game can be better, improve with, we need to start, having massive nerfs for a lot of characters. I think there needs to be a parry system that needs to be brought into the game. Simply because if you really do think about it, nobody can ever. Oh shit. Yeah, like nobody can ever make the argument to say. Oh wait, hold on. I'm actually like in like a game right now. Oh, hold on. Oh man, I lost. Oh, damn. Okay, yeah, yeah. Like I'm actually going up against like a sweat like Kenshi player right now, but yeah, I'm actually trying to say that this game would be a lot better if the game did not cater to a lot of dog players that are bad. And I think the problem that I tend to see is that Mortal Kombat fans are okay with how the game is being prioritized for basically offensive pressure. And I think that's cool and all, because back in Mortal Kombat 3, you were able to do a lot of damage for certain characters. And I think in terms of what the fans want, they're trying to have fun with their characters, but yet they don't give two craps about the defensive mechanics that can be favored a lot easier for counterplay. And I think that's the problem with this game, is that MK1 offers limited counterplay but a lot of offensive pressure. And that's something that I don't like, because it's like, that the game just doesn't favor actual defensive skill. and people just like to zone a lot in this game. So I will say, in terms of what I see, like Kenshi players, they zone. Kitana players zone zone like dogs. There's just plenty of people that don't have good IQ in terms of how they play. And I think that's simply due to the fact that you have plenty of people that just play, crappy. And I don't like the fact that people get rewarded for playing like a meta scum, and I just think it's terrible. In terms of what this game can be better in, we need to have a better system in terms of prioritizing, more nerfs for special moves that get abused a lot. Like, I'll say, like Kenshi's Sento. I think the Sento needs to get nerfed heavily. I think Sento needs to have like a type of scaling structure where you're not able to, get away with certain moves. And I think that's just something that should be in inside of the game. It's like the same thing with Astra. She has armored launchers that give her a lot of free 50-50 mix-ups, and I don't like that. I think that definitely needs to be nerfed. Tanya, she's kind of like a little bit busted, even though that she got reworked per se with like the whole Goro situation. But it's just simply like the cameo system is giving players a lot of early punishes, and if you're able to punish, you're able to do a lot in this game. And I just don't like that, because I think that's like the one thing that I've never liked that out of this game. And I think that's just something that needs to be fixed. In terms of what this game can be improved on with online play, we need to have practice, online practice, lobbies while we're queuing, so therefore we can get used to the characters that we're I usually having a problem with. I just think, honestly, when it comes down to it, a lot of people don't know how to lab effectively, and I do lab for my combos. I don't really lab for the characters. I just think in terms of what I do, I try to be smart with my characters. So I try to find the certain flaws that I'm trying to get better at in fixing. And I think what I end up... Oh, shit. This piece of shit Kenshi player, man. This fucking dog. Wow. Yeah, so basically... what I try to do is that, yeah, I'm sorry, I just had to go through a sweaty Combat League game, or Demon League piece of crap game up against a Kenshi dog, but what this game needs to be fixing is simply due to focus and consistency in nerfing the damage. The combos need to have a parry system, so if I can guess the next move that the other character does with kind of treat it like DBZ Sparking Zero or Tenkaichi 3, but have it in a sense where I have the ability to parry that combo, and then I can whiff punish back at the opponent, because that's what gives you the ability to be strong enough to win trades. And I think that's what Mortal Kombat needs to nerf out the damage and to nerf out combo abusers that like to use a lot of broken shit with certain combo extenders. And I would also get rid of how should I say, I want to try to use maybe some mechanic that people like to use, maybe spamming certain overheads for certain characters that give them safe mids or shit like that. I would say that's that should be in the department of just nerfing characters, but I personally want to say that there needs to be more defensive mechanics to avoid the means of having characters abuse certain moves to get those damage chippings and to get away with being successful off of trades. So If that means like Kung Lao, if he's able to use, his EX, launcher, with his kick, and then he could damage you out for damage, even though that you flawless block, like, let the first hit, but then he's somehow able to just get away with like other hits. I think that should be ultimately nerfed. But on top of that, there needs to be counterplay where if the person's trying to spam a combo for them to win the match, what's really unfair is that you have these idiots that go out of their way thinking that they're good and they spam the same combo over and over and over again and they call themselves good. Like Sindel Tremor means, like that piece of crap player like Bienso. He's not good. He's just a spammer. Versus like with with like the homie, shout out to him, Sikander, he showcases real skill. He can show to you what he's good at doing using his characters that he's really good at doing. Like, I'll even use Noob Saibot. Everybody likes to say Noob Saibot, he's quote unquote low tier or mid tier. I'd say Noob is pretty mid to high tier. I would rate him a good like B plus to A minus. If he gets buffed more, he's gonna be S plus because I truly believe if Chaos Reigns was to be a success, NRS will be buffing Noob Saibot more. And the reason why is simply because that if this was supposed to be like, okay, Sub-Zero players, we NRS developers are too lazy to give you a real actual buff tier, support for Sub-Zero, then we're just going to give you Noob Saibot and then you'll just deal with him. But I don't think that's what NRS is doing, and I think the reason why they're doing it is simply because like the lore is probably being subjugated to Bihan, and I think Bihan is going to get buffs either way, because if the community is complaining more and more about Bihan, that means that the spammers that are meta slaves, they're going to die out soon when Sub-Zero gets his shine and he gets exposed for who he is as a character. Because if the game doesn't give you the ability to have at least like, let's just say like a 2v2 tag mode where you're able to use whatever character that you want, including cameos, to have fun with them, then that's not going to make the game any better. So personally, I would like to see a 2v2 mode because Sikander, he brought up a great point to state that the game would be a lot more fun if you were given that ability to do so. But the issue is that if the characters are not going to get nerfed, and you have to rely off of like a system where you're going to tag in for your character, and that tag team mode will grant the player to have the advantages with certain team comps, then I think that is not a good idea. But I think honestly, like, I want to see 2v2 because if I could use, like Sub-Zero and Scorpion, and I could have fun with that team, especially in Combat League, that would be like the best team to have, because it's that's what 2v2 should be about if you're going to have a cameo like system. And I think that's what the cameo system should have been focused on. Your second character can be used as like a substitute character on top of a tag mix-up character. So I would like to see that be incorporated into the game, because having this like cameo nonsense of you spamming like Sonya laser ball shots, or fucking Mavado, like, how should I say, like that one move that he does where he like slams you while you're in the air. Like, I mean, there's just so much broken stuff that people get away with, in this game. But it's like, I don't need to explain every single cameo in this like one particular video. But to the real MK fans that are watching, you understand what I'm talking about. Now, in terms of what the game needs to be improved in, there needs to be better online practice lobbies where you can queue while you're searching for a game and practice, while you're waiting. I think that needs to be put into the game. The crossplay for PC needs to be fixed. I myself bought MK1 on PC, And I was able to get the game working for crossplay by having all my data put into my hard drive on my laptop, which that takes up a lot of space. And I've been running most of my competitive games that I usually play, like Street Fighter, Call of Duty. Um, like at one point, I used to play Halo. I like I mostly play most of my popular games on my external hard drive, and the crossplay works fine on other games. But apparently, when it comes to MK1, I don't know what the developers are doing to make the game extremely difficult to get crossplay, but the game just feels really bad. It doesn't feel it doesn't feel good. It feels really broken. The graphics feel clunky. Um, and I understand, like, NRS will try to make that excuse to say, oh, well, you need to have the game on a hard drive disk. But but the truth is that, even though that I'm playing on a laptop with a external hard drive, it shouldn't take that much resources to process up the game to make it compatible to play. And but the game obviously isn't optimized to the point where it's not optimized for PC players, because even if you do have even if you do have a high power PC, that PC is not computing well with the hardware functional requirements for the game to be optimized effectively. So I think there needs to be a massive optimized update to make crossplay simplistic. It shouldn't be hard for a PC player to just get online and just play with friends or play competitively. Um, I would also like to see benchmark tests to be gone. I think that's a really garbage, strict, system. I just think crossplay should just be optimized simplistically, where if you have a strong, fast, computer and you're running off of your external hard drive, optimize it like enough of the game where, where that the resources don't take much for you to create a stable server with somebody that has a good computer versus somebody who has like a garbage base computer, even though that it's like a desktop computer, not a laptop. But it's like the hardware functionality requirements shouldn't be difficult for someone to connect online. I understand if somebody has like a faulty part within like their desktop, then yeah, that the benchmark test is not, stabilized for you to pass. But the problem is that the benchmark test is very strict to the point where you're not able to connect to crossplay. So, it's not even, helping you. And then on top of that, you have to you have to run it multiple times for you to actually barely get a passing grade for you to be quote unquote eligible to play online. So I think that's really stupid. Compared to Street Fighter 6 or any other game that I've played that takes a lot of space, the crossplay is beautiful. It's fine, and I'm able to play up against PC players, console players. So I just think that's the direction that NRS needs to do. They need to fix on their online server compatibility requirements for you to play crossplay. And I would say lastly, there needs to be I would say like a better way to obtain online matches. You should be able to decline the same opponent that you have already defeated. You should have the ability to switch out characters while you're in combat league or versus mode matches, which, in versus mode, you're able to switch out characters. I know that, I'm sorry, I forgot to point that out. But for combat league, you should be able to switch out characters whenever you want, including cameos. I think that's what Combat League screwed up in with MK1. You're not able to switch out characters, and you're basically left helpless with a character that doesn't scale well with a certain character simply because of, let's just say Shao Kahn into Sector, and I have no projectile, and I'm gonna I'm not able to win, the matchup because Sector is just zoning me. But even though I could use Motaro to win, but it's why can't I just switch out characters so I could just go with Baraka Sector or play Li Mei Scorpion or any other character that I choose. That's what was missing out of this entire combat league system with Mortal Kombat. So personally, with me, NRS needs to do better with that. They got to fix that crap. Also, in terms of online lobbies, where are those? Like, we seriously need the lobby rooms back in Mortal Kombat. I really want to go up against console players more because I personally beat the living crap out of them. I don't think a lot of them are that good, except for probably say obviously Sikander, Mighty Unjust, and I don't even know. I'll probably go with maybe Rewind if he still plays that game, and obviously Ninja Killer. I respect him. Um, but yeah, man, there's just so much lost fundamentals that NRS needs to fix, and hopefully they get the job done right for the next update and further updates in the future. I'm pretty sure that the game's going to be fully optimized by year 2 because even though that I will get myself a PS5 in the future, I don't think I've ever mentioned that in my past videos, but I will get myself a PS5. Um, I'm really kind of heavily debating if I want to sell my Xbox One and my PS4, but I'm probably gonna hold on to that, or I'll probably just pass it down to like my family members, maybe like my brothers, or maybe my cousins. So I'll see what happens. But other than that, man, there's just so much that needs to be done, man, with MK1. This is a very, very good game, and I don't think a lot of people realize that, except for myself and maybe Sikander and other, YouTubers that are very serious into playing MK competitively. So I would say what this game really, really needs is a massive damage nerf for a lot of characters. Sub-Zero needs to get heavily buffed. There needs to be a 2v2 mode. There needs to be online lobbies. Online crossplay needs to be fixed and optimized easier for you to get online connected for crossplay. And, let's just say if there's tournaments, I think tournaments should be held online for people to test their skills and to, have like a good time to enjoy the game better. Also, there needs to be easier ways to get rewards. I like the Towers of Time, but I like to see like more, more gains for like getting Dragon Crystals so you can get more stuff through the premium store. I definitely like to see that. I think the online digital transaction crap is just not necessary. It like honestly, if anything, I wouldn't be against seeing the crypt back because the crypt was technically like a really good way to get all the alternative skins in the game. So I felt like that should have been probably brought back. But I just think honestly where things are going right now, having online transactions through digital currency is not a good idea because personally with me, if I don't like a certain skin that I paid for and I just don't like the variations of that skin and I'm only limited to getting what I paid for, then I shouldn't be like I shouldn't be restricted with only having to be charged at least $5 or more to get dragon crystals for that skin. Like, yes, I would like the Melina Deception skin, but it's like, why can't I not just grind that out and just earn it, let the hard way, but a lot easier through Combat League? Let's just say if I win like 5 straight matches, you get 100 dragon crystals, and then if you win more than that, you get like 200, 300, and then so on and so forth. Like I think that makes that makes way better sense for you to be more successful in your games, and people don't need to be worrying more about what you can or cannot do. So I think that the whole Dragon Crystal stuff just needs to be died out. Like I am gonna be buying some skins, but I don't personally buy skins like every single day. I'm not that crazy. Like I'm not that crazy when it comes to just getting skins, but I think getting skins should be a lot easier. And yes, I'm pretty sure like some counter arguments will come back to say, well, the Towers of Time will have these skins eventually, which that is a good idea, but it like personally with me, it should be a lot easier for you to get it, so you don't have to like waste all this time having a ultra grind just to get that one skin that you love. But I'm pretty sure, like, you know, if like the Warrior Shrine had like a combat league or premium skin like money generator type of thing where you like put like all your currency into it, right? And then that shrine will give you premium level skins for this character or certain gear for that character. That's what that's what MK should have done, but instead with like, the Combat League shrine, it's all just a bunch of tryhard sweats that are not good at the game, and they're just absolutely garbage and super terrible. So I would say personally with me for my final thoughts, this game needs a lot of nerfing. We need to have more available options to get gear and to get skins a lot easier instead of having to pay actual money for a good skin that you love. Um, I definitely wish mods were mods were put into MK because honestly, like I would love to just have my own mod on my own end of what the of the video game application, whether if I'm playing on the PC or console, and I should just have fun with like modifying whatever character that I want. So like if I want a Sub-Zero Noob Saibot MK2 skin, I should be able to have that installed onto the character, or let's just say a Melina, MK9 skin where she has like the messed up face from MK9, but I don't know, like she doesn't have like the mask on. Like that would be like a pretty good idea. I just think honestly, there's just so much variety that NRS is missing out on. So I would hope in the future they get that right. Obviously, like that would probably only have to be applicable through maybe third-party software for hacking, but that's just like my ideas because I do believe like that can be possible. You would just have to like make it like community friendly in the sense of like, people can like modify the character through like a built-in software, and then it's like an open source, community downloadable base page where you can get that mod that somebody had created, or they can insert their files into it, and then people can just download it, throughout through the game. Kind of similar to what you see with like Fight Night Champion. So that can be prioritized in a more like a creative friendly manner without having to deal with like the copyright BS. But I but oh man, like I'm sorry. I just think like that shouldn't be like a thing at all. People should do whatever they want to do. So like if you want to play Goku as Liu Kang, go for it. Or if you want to play as like Yajirobe as like I don't know, like like I don't know, Yajirobe as Kenshi, go for it. Nobody's stopping you. I think like this whole non anti copyright, well, like pro copyright nonsense is like pretty stupid. So like like especially with like with like the fatalities and the brutalities somehow making it demonetized, like that's pretty stupid. If anything, like why not just give give out a option for colorized blood, so therefore it's not like affecting anything. I don't know. So all right, so yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. Just wanted to give like my shout outs to some good YouTubers that I have been listening to, like Sikander555. Shout out to MK Tom Brady. Mr. Apchin. He's pretty good. So definitely go check him out. And yeah, that's my two cents. So I will come back here 30 something days from now, 32 days, or will be 31 after tomorrow, to probably talk about Ghostface because he will be coming out in the next update. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys later. So I will keep you guys updated with everything, and I will see you guys later. All right. I'll see you guys, and bye.